Hello, I'm making a video for this You Caring fundraiser that I have for spays, neuters, and vaccinations. We are a Place of Love Incorporated. We have been rescuing cats and dogs in the beginning since 1998 when we moved to this area. Almost immediately when we moved to this area, animals would just start appearing right at our door. And the odd thing was is we lived on the back half of 40 wooded acres, and I had no idea how these animals were finding us. I didn't know if they belonged to somebody or what, but apparently it didn't look like they were being taken care of because most of them were very wounded, very sick, or just covered in fleas and ticks. At the time I was working, I made good money, good for someone with little education. And so I could take care of it, and it was only, maybe a couple of months that I had to deal with. So that was I could easily afford to have them spayed, neutered, vaccinations, and it was so easy to find loving homes for these babies. Then I had an opportunity to purchase a home, and it was only 1.5 miles away from where we were living. And no sooner did we move in here than mostly cats, but cats and dogs both were just showing up on our property. And I noticed when I went to look, and there's actually a little trail that these animals have made through different, sorry, I've got a bunch of them loose acting crazy here. But they had made a little trail from someplace, and I followed that trail to find out that the animals that I just thought were just appearing out of nowhere were actually being dumped at the end of a major avenue coming out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was the dead end of this avenue, and so I believe people drive as far as they can get till they get to the dead end, and then they toss them out when they don't want them. I also believe there's other people that dump them in hopes that some, one of us real people out here with a farm or what have you would take in their pet. Because at the time, back in 1998, the county shelter did not even accept cats except to euthanize them right away. They had no chance at life. So, of course, people didn't want to, take their animals knowing they were going to be killed, and were hoping they would have an opportunity that somebody would love them and take them in. As the years have progressed, the dumping has just gotten worse and worse and worse due to the economy, no doubt. And unfortunately, besides being dumped and not knowing how to fend for themselves, there are some sicko people out here. Thank God it hasn't been happening here lately, but there were some sicko people that would literally maim, torture, and kill these precious little animals, and then have the guts to hang their dead bodies along the fence lines along the roads out here. I'm sure maybe some of you all have been driving in the country sometime and saw a dead coyote hanging on a fence post, and a lot of farmers will do that if coyotes have been killing their livestock, to warn the coyotes to stay away. But anyway, that was a horrible, horrible thing to see, and so we started going there and rescuing them. Well, it got to the point where they were actually coming to me, and then to top it all off, within the past 1.5 years, somehow, some way, people found out my physical address, and now they dumped them directly on my property. Very thankfully, my postal lady saw the need for a dog rescue, so she began a dog rescue, and she picks up the dogs that are dumped out here, including the ones dumped on me. But I still have cats dumped on me weekly, and I have a very huge need to get them spayed and neutered and vaccinated so that I could hurry up and find homes for them. Number one, but number two, I already have so many litters of kittens right now, it's not funny. I care for an excess of 70 cats and kittens right now, because this is the high time of the year where they're dumped. And of course, I've got all these kittens. I've got at least 25 females that have been incoming in the past 1.5 to 2 months, that are probably, they're very likely in the early stages of pregnancy. We are only funded completely by the public. We do not get a red cent of funding from anywhere else. And donations have been slim to none. And all I've been able to do is to keep them fed and get litter and a couple of medications for the animals. I've not been able to do anything else. And the spay and neuter thing, the clinic that I use is Spay, Oklahoma, and they go by my income. And I am currently on Social Security disability because I became disabled in July of 2004. So they go by my income, and because they go by my income, I can have them spayed or neutered, their rabies vaccination, and their initial set of vaccinations, all of this done for only $25. I know there's a lot of shysters out there that beg for money, oh, look at this poor cat. They come up with some picture of some awfully wounded animal or something begging for money, and all they're doing is lining their pockets. And I am that enrages me because so many real people like me need the donations so badly. But I'm always willing, if anyone ever donates for any specific cause, I will gladly scan the receipts and send them to you so you know that your money went exactly what you donated for. All you have to do is to simply send me an email. Would you please send me a copy of the, receipt? And I'd be most happy to do that. Very most happy to do that so you know that your money went where it was supposed to go and not lining my pockets. But again, we have a very, very large need for donations to get spays and neuters. I will not adopt out a cat that's not been spayed or neutered because I don't want to just somehow contribute to the dumping situation, which I know will happen if people don't have them fixed. And a lot of people have good intentions, but, their cat gets pregnant before they've done their good intentions, and then they end up with babies, and then they give them away, and some of those end up dumped. So I would greatly appreciate any donations, small, large, pennies. Believe me, add up to dollars. Remember the old saying, pennies add up to dollars. So any donations you could send, I'd very most appreciate it. I will let you know that at this time, our tax-exempt status has been revoked due to an error on my lawyer's part, and we're working to get that back. However, I have to come up with a nice $400 fee to get it reinstated, and I don't even have that right now. But I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm not a nonprofit at this moment, but hopefully I'll have it reinstated as soon as possible. And thank you very much, and find us on Facebook, A Place of Love, Cindy Tippling, and I'd love to see you. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you. Bye-bye.